Hi Taurus, this is going to be your Sun, Moon, and Rising video for February 2026. I've been on vacation, and thank all you for sticking around. Okay, I have with me the Radiant White deck, the La Vida Sibila for clarification should we need, and we will pull a Psychic Oracle Tarot to wrap the reading up. So let's get started with the reading because I'm going for my last PT evaluation today at 1 o'clock. It's 12:09 right now. So let's get started. Okay. I've already done some meditation and shuffling on your sign and glyph. But we're going to put another shuffle and rifle on the deck. Oh, the three cups came out. One more rifle. It's cold. My hands are having a hard time with my hands. This is not working like we wanted to. Okay, there we go. Let's cut the deck and turn the light off so you can see the cards. Okay, there we go. 3 of Cups. Let's cut the deck. 9 cards down. Here we go. Next card is the Ace of Pentacles. The King of Swords. The 3 of Wands. So I have 2 threes. The Death card. The 10 of Wands. Last row. The 3 of Pentacles. So I have the 3 of Cups, 3 of Wands, and 3 of Pentacles. That's 3 threes. The 8 of Wands. Last card down. The 3 of Swords. So that's 4 threes. I have 1, 2, 3 Wands. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 threes, 2 Pentacles, a Cup, and 2 Swords with a Major Arcana card in the center. What is over the entire reading? The Devil. Okay. Man, let's see what is going on here. First, I have to look at the meaning of 4 threes. I just, maybe it will give me some kind of indication of what's going on, really going on here. I don't know. I don't know. So right in the center, we have number 13. And number 13 speaks about the end, but also a beginning, a transformation. The situation is going to transform itself. With the death of one thing, it picks up with another thing. Nothing, the universe abhors a vacuum. So if one thing has ended for you, no matter how bad you feel, know that there's something else on the other side of that. Okay? Even if someone has passed away in your family, it's going to be an adjustment with him missing, the person missing. But know that you can continue on. Or even that he may the person may continue on. But definitely you can continue on. So it talks about even the darkest before the dawn. You see the tower here in the background with the sun shining? And we all have to go through some kind of ending. Nothing in the universe is ever static or the same. Things always change. So this is what the card represents. It represents a fundamental change in your life. The cards are read past, present, future. Past, present, future with the interplay of the cards. The Three of Cups. Cups represent just the emotional quotient. How you feel about a person, thing, or situation. And usually for me, the Three of Cups simply talks about a universal celebration. Like a birthday, a bridal shower, a baby shower, something like that. Graduation. When you see it, when you see it, you know it. All across the world. It's a universal celebration. And then it's followed by this offer. It's an offer to do either make new money or to do something differently. But it simply says all aces are opportunities. It doesn't promise you anything. You have to be in the right place, in the right frame of mind, to accept an opportunity. Okay? But then we have this King of Swords. Usually he is a Aquarius, but can be any air sign male, Gemini or Libra. As a profession, he is usually a surgeon, like a general surgeon, a specialty surgeon, a dentist, oral surgeon. He can be a chef, a policeman, a fireman. He can be a writer, an editor, a researcher, or a scientist. Anywhere where keen thoughts or sharp tools are needed to get the job done. Usually, the person can be sometimes very detached, but he knows what's going on. He doesn't see things the way that you see things. He's looking forward. But if he's in his negative stance, this is not a person you want to cross. Let me put it that way. Then we come to the Three of Wands, which tells me that there is maybe a thought. At least 3 people are involved in this. I have 4 threes. So maybe there are 3 people involved in the situation. And 3s say that there may be postponements before future successes are realized. But it talks about the Three of Wands, talks about trying to do something new adventures, new job, new enterprises that will need cooperation. We see the person standing on a bluff looking out, and there are his ships. So I call this the waiting for the ships to go out or come in, this card. Because we don't know if he's waiting for them to come back, where he will have to get message and news about what happened on the trip, or he's sending out his ships. Where again, he has to wait till they'll come back to find out if it's successful or not. So that's where the postponement can come in, or delay. I talked to you about the Death card. Now the Ten of Wands is interesting because the Ten of Wands speaks about being overburdened or doing too much, having too many irons in the fire. Maybe you are doing the work that somebody else should be doing. And if so, you need to stop because you're not teaching them any, you're not doing them any good. They have to learn the lessons of cause and effect. And it could breed resentment and anger if you're overworking all the time and nobody's pulling their own weight. But I say that this card is, to me, it doesn't equal a burden because the wands are not carried on a person's back. The wands are in front of him. He can't see where he's going. So you're doing too much. So I'd say whittle down the things that you have to do. Maybe take 5 wands instead of 10. And then you can see what you're doing. So you have to make a decision about what's important or not. And you will find if you make a list or you think about it, some things may not be immediately that important. 3 of Pentacles. This talks about the cornerstone. I don't know if maybe you were buying a house or trying to buy a house and it's been a struggle. But here we have the 3 of Pentacles. And the 3 of Pentacles is about building a cornerstone. It's about cooperation, new projects, just like the 3 of Wands. New projects, new businesses, ideas, new enterprises. But you have to stop for a second. See the 2 people on the left, that's a nun and a priest. And they are going to the 3rd person that's on the bench. So it implies that the person has a little more knowledge and skill than they do. So they're going to him and they say, can we change this? Can we do this? Can we do that? How much is it going to cost? And you get somebody's advice. And usually the person on the bench represents somebody, I said that already, has more skill or knowledge than you do in the area that you're trying to work in. The 8 of Wands is about the energy of Mercury and Sagittarius. So this means either travel, like afar, by plane, maybe even around overseas. But it definitely speaks about messages coming in. Mercury, the messenger. Here again, I have the depiction of a house. Way back in the back. Okay? The 8 of Wands says, usually 8 are karmic numbers. They have to do with money or good karma, so to speak. But the 8 of Wands says, whatever this is, it's going to come so fast, all you can do is hang on when the energies start to move. It can sometimes be the arrows of love. It's usually travel in conjunction with work or career. But it's definitely something coming in. We don't know where they're coming from or where they're going to land. That's why you need to hang on, because it's going to go fast once it starts. And finally, we end up with the 3 of Swords. And the 3 of Swords talks about some kind of resentment, bitterness, heartbreak, disappointment. Like somebody stab you in the heart. But it's 3. It's not an 8 or 9 of Swords or 10 of Swords. It's not overkill. So this tells me that whatever this thing is, it passes quickly. It says that sometimes in order to get long-term gain, you have to experience a little pain. Maybe even a message, definitely a message coming through that will bring some kind of heartache. But I don't know what this is. It goes to the King of Swords, talking about new prospects and new businesses, but ending in heartbreak, celebrations, maybe too much, and you have to go back and talk to somebody about your finance or what you're trying to do. And right down the center, we look at, say that there's a new way of, I think, life coming, or new finances coming. And the death of whatever this is brings on new conditions. That's what I get. But here we have the devil. And the devil says, first of all, it represents Capricorn, the 10th house of the zodiac. It's ruled by Saturn. And Saturn is a rule maker. Saturn says, are you willing to roll up your sleeves and do the hard work that needs to be done? Because if you can, it will reward you. It will reward you. But Saturn is a real motherfucker. Excuse my language. Because it causes fear. Maybe you can't move the way you want to move. Because somebody is, either conditions are not right, or someone is actively keeping you from doing what you want to do. So, if you look at this card, it says you can never be bound in such a way that you can never hope to be free. You are never bound in such a way that you can never hope to be free. You see the two figures at the base of the devil's throne? They have on chains, but the chains are loose, so you can take the chains off. This can be somebody trying to control you through power games. It can be about materialism, focus on making money and doing all those things that give you things. You know, it could be about sex, about drugs, about money, about cars. It talks about all the materialistic things that we need to live. But it can be a power and control circle. Who has the power and who doesn't? And for some of you, that can be a lot of fear to break away from that. Or try to do something that may alter the situation. Like saying something or presenting something that's not true. I'm getting that for some reason. To hold on to somebody for whatever reason. So I'm going to turn over the only card that I can, the only two cards, the only one card. I turn over the King of Swords. And then I'm going to check and see if there are any more messages, if any are related to the Death card. So let's look at the Three of Cups first. It says the Three of Cups appears next to death, indicates the ending of things with new beginnings to start. It tells of a complete change in lifestyle and or career, which will bring new people, situations, and circumstances into your life. It tells of starting over in a positive and beneficial way. The Death card next to the Three of Cups may indicate a change of lifestyle and or work and career with new faces and places ahead. 4 threes tells of celebrations. It may even be foretelling of the birth of a child. I don't see that in here, but there you have it. The Ace of Pentacles. Tells me nothing. The Three of... oh, wait. The Ace of Pentacles with the Three of Swords. It is a message to consider your plans carefully, as becoming involved in an unclear situation may lead to ongoing duress as you may be taking on more than you can handle. This card. And talking about feeling chained to something or someone. Okay. So you are asked to take one step at a time. When the Ace of Pentacles appears next to the, appears with the Three of Swords. Three of Wands. Nothing. Ten of Wands. Nothing. Three of Pentacles. With the Three of Swords, it may be indicating that some loss in business or finances is inevitable. You are asked to be prepared to make relevant and necessary changes. This placement may also indicate a clash of personalities within working environment or situation that may bring about disagreements and the inability to compromise. Three suggests in the reading that more than one person is involved in a situation. It also suggests that there may be a period of suspended activity before future successes are brought to fruition. I said that. Now we look at the Eight of Wands. With the Devil. It's telling you to ignore all temptations and remain focused on your goal, regardless of outside manipulations and influences. Ignore all else and forge ahead in your intended direction. It tells of affairs being accelerated and brings beneficial qualities and positive changes in your life. And finally, the Three of Swords. Nothing. So I'm not going to look at this with any Sibila cards because I don't know exactly what is going on with the situation, except that something ends and something begins. But it won't be without some kind of pain and disappointment. Or maybe even personality clashes or power control issues. So I'm going to pull Psychic Oracle Tarot, and then we'll close the reading out. What do you want to say? Formulate a question for the Psychic Oracle Tarot. If you recognize the situation, what do you want to say? Oh. Temptation. The Devil card again. So you see it? And got lots of, so you can see the picture. Yeah? Let's read. It's a major arcana. Through this card, addictions and self-limiting behaviors are being addressed. This is a time when you or someone else in your life may be placing too much emphasis on the material physical world and its pleasures. Even though we're all born connected to the divine source, we have a tendency to pull away from what was once natural. When we become disconnected from spirit, the source that once nourished us, It's often replaced with a different supply or substitute. In other words, the connection is then forged with food, alcohol, nicotine, codependency to someone, or even work, hence the term workaholic. Many of us spend our lives trying to fill the void that was created when the link with the divine was broken. The temptation card is calling you to take a hard look at yourself and life. Where in my life am I suffering from addictive behavior? Is there negative thinking or behavior that's causing the life force to seep out of my soul? Are the people and relationships in my life giving me energy, or are they draining it? Learn to embrace your fears and all of your doubts so that every situation in your life becomes a learning experience. Gaining the knowledge that the physical world teaches will help you transcend to a higher spiritual awareness. And that's what I have for you, Taurus, for February 2026. Thank you, and good luck.